Hello and welcome back to Blues Armory, where today we are playing with lightsabers. Kind of. Let's get into it. So a couple of weeks ago I did a video on the lightsabers that I picked up from TEMU, which has kind of spiraled into being like the biggest video that I ever did. And on that video I said, would you like to see me customize one of these lightsabers and sort of weather it up and maybe use it as a trophy for my Mandalorian costume? And the resounding answer was yes. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to customize the TEMU lightsabers to see if we can make them look cool and not as junk as they kind of are. So let's head over to my desk over there and let's have a look at customizing it. So welcome to my workspace. It's very small and this is where I do all of my 3D printing, customizing, painting and everything. It's probably not the best workspace in the world because I have a felt mouse pad that seems to pick up all the dust and crap that goes everywhere, but it's okay. But this is where we're going to be working. We're going to be working on the black lightsaber because it's the one I like the least, and if I screw it up, that's not the end of it. So I've been trying to think what we could do with this black lightsaber. I already had a little bit of an attack with the sandpaper to see if that would make any difference, and it kind of does. It looks all right, but what I'm thinking is we really attack it with some sandpaper. After that, we'll go in with some paint around the edges and see what we can do to make this look good. So let's jump into it. So what we're going to do first, is we're just going to take some 240 grit sandpaper and we're just going to buff out the edges and see what we can do just to take off some of the paint. So let's... So where are we at so far? After a good 15-20 minutes, we are about here. So there's lots of scratches on the blade. It's looking suitably destroyed. So now I think we'll have a go with some paint and stuff and maybe a bit more damage and see where we can get. So it's the next day, because, I don't know, and what you will have seen last is me putting some spray paint on the saber to just try and break up all that black. So this is what it looks like. Whee! I think that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we've set up a paint station, and we are going to weather this up with some acrylic paint. So let's see how that goes. So while I'm doing this, let me just explain what I'm actually doing here. So we've got the lightsaber here, and what I'm doing is getting a little bit of paint on the brush, watering it down, then scraping off a bunch of the paint. I want a little bit of paint, but a bit of wet paint on the brush while I'm doing it, so that when we go afterwards and dab it all off, we're removing a lot of the excess and it's just staying in the crevices and cracks and just leaving like a worn out appearance. You know, sometimes you would rub some paint off and that would clean it a bit, so that's what we're trying to get. Then I'm going in with the brown paint and leaving quite a lot of the paint on, because again, I want the brown to really get into those cracks and those corners, and that's sort of just where the dirt would accumulate So it's kind of like the process that I'm going through when I'm doing this acrylic washing. So there's a lot of people that will explain this better for weathering on YouTube, but that's kind of my process, in that we're just trying to create a story. We're trying to see that this lightsaber's been used, been battered, been destroyed, even maybe being thrown away. So that's kind of my process for this sort of weathering. So what I'm doing here is I decided that it wasn't destroyed enough, so I decided to take a hacksaw and go at it, which was not good for my desk, but we managed to get some extra damage on it. This metal was actually quite easy to hit with a hacksaw, which means I don't think it's the highest quality, but we managed to get some more damage into it, and I think it looks pretty good. So now we've done the bulk of the destruction to the lightsaber. This is kind of where we're at the moment. Looks pretty cool, I think. It looks like a worn out, destroyed lightsaber. There is a little bit further I could go with this. Like I could take some air drying filler and just cover this and make it look like it's actually been destroyed. I'm thinking about maybe adding a leather wrap to it, just to add some difference to it. But I think that is about it for now. Maybe we'll come back to this when we've decided if we want to do any more. But for now, I think it makes a pretty good trophy and a pretty good prop. So yeah, there we go. So there we go. That is me customizing that lightsaber. Let's have a look at the final result. So this was a super fun thing to do with these TEMU Lightsabers that I bought. I think we could go even further with this, but I'd need to get some new materials in. So if you want to see me do another video of customizing this lightsaber or the other lightsaber, do let me know down in the comments below. But until then, I've really enjoyed doing this. I'd love to do some more projects like this. So if there's anything else you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. But that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Until I see you on the next one, happy crafting. Have a great week ahead. See you later. Goodbye.